So what's up?
Suggest this is one of the first things that you want to do when you're facing a challenge. You want to get unstuck. Evaluate where you are. Somebody said that insanity is doing the same thing in the same way, expecting a different outcome. Are you going through it or are you growing through it? Are you bigger and better because of it?
Hard, but like I'm thinking right. Because I want to be great.
And you're not.
It's been hard. It's weird. I want to be one of the greats. I'm tired. How did we come to this point? Just 1 week ago, I was genuinely living my own life, not doing anything, going to school, making content, and that was pretty much it. But I had to do this to myself. I had to force myself to do one of the most challenging things I've ever done, and that is to learn a language, to be able to speak it after just 1 week. I don't even know if it is possible. I didn't even know if it was if I was gonna make any progress. So this has been the most challenging thing I've done in 2025, even 2024 for that matter. So let me bring you to the journey that brought me here. The journey that brought me to learning a new language, which is Spanish. The key to any successful language journey is planning. We need to plan, or I need to plan, whatever I'm gonna do in this week that would help me maximize, be able to speak Spanish at an A2 level. That's what I will hope to achieve in this video. So, the first thing I'm trying to do is look for words to memorize, or check where I am in Spanish, in my Spanish journey. Do I speak any words? Do I know any Spanish? Do I know the structure of Spanish? Or any of these things? And this is how my day one went. So what's the plan? So the plan is today's day one, and the amount of Spanish that I can speak right now is very limited. Wait, let me think. Spanish words. I don't even know what hi is. Wait, it's not merhaba. Merhaba is Turkish. Wait, I know some curse words like but other than that, I don't think I can speak. Maybe wait, the fashion words like fashion or passion, or passion or passion or something like that. I think those are French though. Are French words Spanish? So wait, we is Spanish maybe? I don't know. So you can see I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like I have no idea. I can't speak a single Spanish word right now. So let's see how I can build from this and what's my plan approaching this. The one thing I'm thinking is every language, in order to master it, you have to know a certain amount of words. That's a guarantee. You need to know some amount of words. That's something you need to do. And to know those amount of words that you need to memorize, maybe let's say it's 200 or 300. You need to memorize it and you need to find a list. But I'm not going to look for it on the internet. I'm actually going to create my own list because I think there are just important words I need to know. So today, that's my plan. I'm going to go to a coffee shop, going to sit there and figure something out. I'm just going to figure what I need to learn. So by the end of this week, I can make some legit progress that I can show to people on YouTube. Would that be alright? Let's see. I'm not a full-on I'm not a full-on rookie though. It's like I've learned 2 languages before this, and I learned Turkish like 2 years ago. So it's like I know what it goes into learning a language. And one of those things I made a mistake when learning Turkish is like focusing on irrelevant type of words, like words that you don't normally use. Often a language is comprised of like 2,000 languages, 2,000 words that we actually use every day whenever we speak, whenever we make conversations. So hopefully, for example, let's say if I memorize 500 words by the end of this week, which is to say unattainable goal, but maybe I can. Maybe we'll see how much I'll be able to memorize. If I am able to do that, then this journey I would be able to speak it better, I would assume. The other thing I really want to do right now is like focus on like constructing sentences by writing them, because I have learned when I teach English and when I have learned Turkish, one of those things that helps you really speak a language much better is writing it, because writing is a much slower process than that of speaking. Because speaking, you're making sentences, you're constructing everything. And one more advantage that I have is the structure for Spanish is very similar to English, and the majority of words in English also exist in Spanish. So I'm hoping that comes to my benefit, and like that would help me just to speak this language, this process just easier. Hopefully, right? It should be easier, because this is a park that I have always wanted to sit at, but I feel awkward, and filming in public is very weird. So I'm gonna show you what this looks like. So this is near where I live, and I never got to sit here. I lived here almost 2 years, and I have never sat here trying to film. And it's a nice place. I mean, I guess you could see that, but it's a nice place. Trust me.
On a dusty road I'm driving through, with a heart that's missing you. Long nights with the moon as my guide, around every bend your memory never hides. Through the miles I keep holding on, every turn brings me closer to home. With your love shining like a distant star, I'm bound to find where you are. Valleys and rivers, I cross them all. Through storms and rain, I'll never fall. I hear your voice in the whispering wind. Soon we'll be together where I love you.
So I just got done doing my first shift. I did almost 30 or 40 minutes, and reality is sinking in. I'm not gonna lie, I really overestimated my abilities in terms of learning this language. But Spanish is hard, man. Like, I really thought it was very similar to English. Up to this point, one thing I can say is hola, mi amo, Barakat. What can I say? Alright. Amo español. Amo aprendo español. Quiero estudiando. Quiero estudiando español. I memorized some of the structures, but like I memorized a lot of some words too, but there's not much I can say. Like, I know the words, but like I can't combine them now. So I'm trying to practice that. Yeah, there's a lot to do, and there's not really many words that are in common, so I am quite disappointed in that. For real. But it was not easy. You see, most of us really overestimate our abilities in terms of learning or memorizing the words. When I started, I thought, you know what, I could memorize 500 words in day one. Or like by the end of this week, I would know 500 words. And those 500 words would hopefully help me understand majority of Spanish, because as we all know, the Pareto principle, like 20% of like what effort goes in is what produces 80% of the results. In that sense, in languages, often there are 2,000 or 3,000 words maximum that we use when on day-to-day conversations. And I thought the same as well. So my thought process was I really overestimated my abilities in terms of learning. But reality started sinking in after the end of day one, because majority of the structure of Spanish is very different to the languages that I speak. Personally speaking, it's much easier than Turkish, because when I learned Turkish was one of the hardest things I've ever done, because the structure of Turkish is much different than any language that I speak already. But Spanish, it's very close to English, but not close enough in that sense that I could just easily start understanding it. The structures were different. The verbs changed according to persons. And the word que, which is Q-U-E, means everything in Spanish. It kept changing in every circumstances I was trying to understand. So that was a bit of a challenge when I started. I wish I could say the same about day 3 and day 4. On day 3, reality started sinking in. I was not making progress as I hoped. I was feeling a lot depressed, anxious. I felt like I set a goal that was unattainable. I felt like I was pushing myself beyond my point. I was trying to learn as much as possible, and yet no words were coming out of my mouth. I was thinking about every word I had to say. I was stuttering. I was struggling to get a single word, a single sentence out. And I hit my lowest point.
Hola, Lee Bereket. Hola.
Today is day 3 of this challenge that I'm doing, and it's in the morning right now. This is before class. My class starts in like 40 minutes, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. Honestly, it's been hectic the past 2 days. So everything that I thought, did, or pursued was Spanish, and I've been thinking, I've been writing. I've been memorizing a lot of words, and at this point I've memorized something like 200 something words. And nowadays, now I could build like sentences and I can say things, but like even though the sentences are correct, they take a lot of time to say something. Like for example, if I want to say like right now, where I am right now, ahora estoy practicando el español. Español es idioma difícil, pero lo diferente español, del español, que es que el verbo
The second step in any language journey is obsession. In this step, the learner, which is me, gets absorbed with the reality of learning the new language. I thought in Spanish. I tried to memorize every possible word in Spanish. I slept in Spanish. I took a shower in Spanish. I walked in Spanish. I was talking like a crazy man on the streets like in Spanish. It's obsession. It's everything you're trying to do, everything you're trying to memorize, everything that you're trying to do in any sense of the word becomes only about that language. And I was obsessed. I was in love, honestly. Because the Spanish, also their music, their sense of art, their sense of like expression, their accent, everything is honestly very, very captivating and very beautiful. And I was pulled. I was pulled to the culture. I was pulled to the reality, to the day-to-day realities of the Spanish people. And that was it. I was in love.
Hola ChatGPT, vamos a practicar. Vamos a continuar practicando.
Hola, claro, continuemos practicando. ¿Sobre qué te gustaría hablar o qué te gustaría practicar hoy?
Hoy vamos a practicar memorizar el verbo.
Perfecto. Vamos a practicar el verbo comer en presente. Por ejemplo, yo como una manzana. ¿Puedes hacer una oración con el verbo comer?
Lo siento, hablas rápido. ¿Puedo hablar más despacio, por favor?
Claro, lo siento. Vamos a ir más despacio. ¿Puedes hacer una oración con el verbo comer? Por ejemplo, yo como...
Como la comida.
Muy bien. Yo como la comida está correcto. Ahora, Claro, por ejemplo, nosotros comemos juntos. Ahora te toca a ti. ¿Puedes decir una oración con nosotros y el verbo comer?
When Friday arrived, it was time for closure. I had to realize what I could do, what was the limit of my capabilities, what was the limit of what I could achieve within a given week. I started thinking about why I started the school in the first place. I started thinking about what was the motivation behind everything. And in all honesty, I wanted to do it because most of us really struggle with the idea of learning a language. Most of us struggle to learn English. Most of us struggle to learn Turkish or any other language we're trying to learn, because the way we approach language is not really fun. It's all about grammar, it's all about structure, it's all about the everything, school structure approach to school, approach to language. Don't get me wrong, these things are very important. And if you're trying to speak English or any other language, it would be very good if you can nail every element of every aspect of the language. But in reality, most of us will break a lot of rules. And honestly, when you're trying to learn a new language, whenever I teach English to my students, I tell them that work on getting your ideas just across. Use only verbs maybe, use only something, but don't focus on being correct on the first time. Focus on just expressing who you are and what are you thinking about. And in this language journey, that's what I tried to do. I didn't focus on about when to use some structures, when to use some verbs, the past tenses or other aspects of it. I focused on expressing myself. I focused on just letting people know my ideas, how I think in Spanish. And on Saturday, I knew that it was time for a judgment. It was time for a test. Did I really learn Spanish? Hola. Hola, ¿qué tal todos? Me llamo Bereket. Hoy vamos a hablar cómo aprender el español con en semana. Le sé que aprender el español con en semana es cosa difícil, pero quiero challenge me mismo. Vamos a comenzar. Lo intenté es memorizar palabra nuevo, pero mucho lucho. Después lo intenté hablar español simplemente. Después, pero empecé a aprender el español. Últimamente me siento casaba, despierto temprano, después voy a la escuela. Cada día no hacer nada, así que me challenge mismo con aprender el español con una semana. And intent, this is basically what I can honestly sum in without like faking it, without memorizing any words and acting like I know stuff that I don't really. I struggle still mouthing words. Honestly, my thought process is still very clogged. But in terms of understanding things, I really have improved. And yeah, this is basically what I could achieve within a week of challenging myself. I have memorized almost 400 or 500 words in Spanish. And I know it's, to some people this might not be much, but like for me it was one of the most challenging things I've done, and I have learned a lot through it, and I'm gonna keep posting about my progress in Spanish, because I can assure you within a month or two from now I would be able to speak this much more fluently, much more without a lot of us and basically stopping. So this is my genuine, honest experience learning Spanish. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope you can give it a thumbs up, share it with someone, because I'm really trying to work on my channel, trying to improve it and get it better. So if you really enjoyed this video, don't forget to share it with people. And until next time, peace.